Hey, man, who's that cat coming down the street?
I don't know, but it sounds to me like that whipping man with the bone.
Sure having himself a ball.
Yes, that was that cat, all right.
Don't quit. When things go wrong, and sometimes feel, when the road you trudge is all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a fellow turns about when he might have won and he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is near at hand. It seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victory's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint of clouds doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit. So take it easy, my friend.
Thank everybody for coming out. I know you could have been in other places doing other things, but I'm really humbled by your presence. You just don't know how much humility is in my heart at the present time. God is good, isn't he?
Yes. All the time.
All the time. Don't I know?
Yes. Well, I felt something there.
Because he brought me back from near death.
Yes, sir.
This might not be the freshest of air I'm breathing, but I was glad I'm breathing. I've looked forward for this for a long, long time. First of all, the t-shirts that you see out here tonight, Jim and I wanted the credit for it, but I'm going to give it anyway. Mr. Troy Tyson, will you please stand up for me, please? Thank you. This is indeed an honor for me to be here tonight, and it's a blessing. That's all it is, it's a blessing. You know, I got into coaching by, I won't say by mistake, but I will say by mistake. I have had opportunities to be associated with two professional sports. A lot of people don't know this. I could throw football 85 yards. They say I could throw it from end zone to end zone, but that's a lie. Only 85 yards. And I didn't do that every time. I played in the largest football game in the nation in Houston, Texas. My last game was in the Cotton Bowl in high school. I was very fortunate. I didn't know what it was to go home before dark because I played sports all year round. I had scholarships in 3 sports: basketball, football, and baseball. But I chose football and baseball in college because at that particular time, that's what the money was for black athletes. And so I decided to pursue those 2 sports. I was very fortunate. As a sophomore, I was starting quarterback. The New York Giants baseball team offered me to pay my tuition, give me spending money, but no football. But no, I'm going to be loyal to my institution. And I turned them down. I got my shoulder broken in spring practice, not in a game. Can you imagine seeing me, 19 and 20-year-old man, crying like a baby? I cried like a baby. They told me I had the worst acromion clavicular separation and a dislocation, and that I would never play sports again. Dr. Hale, you know what I just said? I don't know if I said it right, but that's what they told me. I had the best surgeons in Nashville to operate on me, and they asked me, did I want to hear the game and listen to the game? I said, no, go ahead and get it over with. And so when I woke up, I couldn't raise my leg. And I said, oh, I'm paralyzed. I said, when I came in here, wasn't nothing wrong with my leg. Unbeknown to me, they had grafted a tendon from my thigh and put it in my shoulder, and they didn't tell me. So when I tried to raise my leg, I couldn't. And to make a long story short, I had an opportunity to try out for the baseball team. Wilson Torbs had one of the best baseball teams around. They had a guy called Dave Nicholson. He got $85,000 for signing, and back then, in 1957, that was the largest bonus that had ever been paid to a baseball prospect. They called him Moneybag. Very good-natured guy. Could hit a fastball a mile. But he couldn't hit Uncle Charlie. That's what they called curveball back in those days. And he got a lot of teasing for it. So I went to Bluefield, West Virginia. I was the only player they signed over there that day because I had a teammate named Fred Valentine that played with me in college, and he played over there. And So my arm was feeling fairly decent, and I went to Raleigh. Herb Brett, who organized the Carolina League, played AAA ball when I was in high school, and they came to Houston to play, and I even remember that. So Val introduced me to Herb Brett, and I had a tryout with the team in Greensburg. It was a Yankees organization. And so I brought my spikes, forgot my baseball glove, and I asked some of the players in the locker room to please let me use a glove. I went to one guy and said, I don't have an extra glove. Went to another guy and said, I don't have an extra glove. I think about the third guy I went to said, yeah, I have a glove, I'll let you use it. So I had to pitch batting practice so they could see if I had anything. And so I pitched batting practice, and I doubt if they hit 10 balls to the outfield, and the manager had nerve enough to get a bat in his hand. And I started to put something on him. He called back to New York and told me that I wasn't ready. In the process, a gentleman, white-haired gentleman, had a clipboard in his hand, a pencil behind his ear. He came over to the fence where I was, and he said, son, call me son. He said, I don't know you, and you don't know me, but I've been a scout for 25 years for Kansas City. And he said, if you aren't the first black player here, I know something. And I said, well, thank you, sir. And he walked off. Herb Brett became upset and said, Dave said, you want to go to Florida? And then I had a young family, and football practice was about to begin over at P.S. Jones where I was coaching. And I was the highest level bonus player when I signed the contract, and I wasn't given $300 for coaching 3 sports and teaching. So I said no with the family that I would go ahead and pursue a coaching career. And so that's how I got into coaching. I never intended to. Coach McNally said, well, since you can't play pro ball, what are you going to do? So I just told him I never thought about it. So that's how I got into to coaching, and I won't regret it. I've had some teammates that have gone on to play professional ball, and I applaud that. But they haven't played pro ball as long as I have coached, and I'm telling you, I've been on the high ever since, because without you, there's no me. See, sometimes as coaches, we get too much credit, and then there's other times that we don't get enough. And that's just the way it is. But I've enjoyed you. I'm still enjoying you. I've watched you over the years when you haven't even thought I've been watching you. And I watch you mature into outstanding, productive citizens. And I'm so proud of you. One of the things I'm most proud of, at the state tournament, I don't know if Larry remembers this or not, we were in the room, and somebody knocked on the door, and I thought maybe it was one of the players. I said, now you know not to be out here this time of night. And so Larry went to the door, and there were 2 men and a lady. And they said, please forgive us. Said, but coach, we just want to tell you this. Say, your young men are some of the best mannered young men that we've ever seen. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, I don't even need this mic. The sports writer asked me what was one of the proudest moments that I had received coaching. And I tell you, that made me feel so elated to have known that our guys gave in the other individuals the impression that they did. And I contribute that to their families, and I contribute that to them standing up from where they came from. That's here in Washington. They represented us well. And that's, to me, one of the most outstanding things that anybody could tell me by the way these young men acted. And I'll never forget that. Now, to me, that was the most proudest moment because of what you all have done to represent yourself in this city. And I'm so very proud of you. Give yourself a big hand. And I'm going to end with that. And I'll just say, I love you. And this has been wonderful. I'm just so humbled by this. I'm so very humbled by this. And you all made it happen. And I'm eternally grateful to you. And I would like to just close with this. I see Reverend Moultrie back there, and I'm not going to try to take anything away from the Reverend, but I would just like to close with others. Lord, yes, others. Help me to be like thee, so I might live like you. And with that, thank you for coming. I've enjoyed this, and I'm going to turn it back over